just to live off instincts and what we want instead of living by what God already said, right? God set the moral laws and the standards. There's only one truth, but now everybody thinks they know everything, and look at the whole world is going different ways, and there's wars, and that's why no one could come together, because they don't follow the one truth, right? And so we all think we're right in our own eyes, right? When we read the book of Judges, it says there was no king in all of Israel. 4 times it says that. But why? There was no kings in the book of Judges. That's why there were judges. Why would it say that 4 times in the book of Judges? Well, that's because they stopped reverencing God as their king, and it says they were doing what was right in their own eyes. When we read, I think, is the book of Judges 19, I believe. I'm just going with the flow here, right? It talks about the man with the concubine, and they surround his house, and he gives her the concubine, and they rape her. Then he rapes her to death, and they rape her to death, and he chops her up in 12 different pieces, sends them out. Well, people don't understand what that's about. It's one of the darkest moments in the Bible. Well, he was a Levitican priest. Why does he have a concubine? Right? Concubines are wives, but not really wives, more like a sex partner, right? And you have a wife and multiple concubines, right? This is what we did, our people did, like the way we live. We try to live our own lives apart from God, and God is working in the darkness. And you see what happens in the book of Judges is that little sexual immoralities, right? When we separate ourselves from the truth of God, we start compromising, and it just blows up in our face, right? So this man is supposed to be a Levitican priest is living sexual immorality life. When I'm going like this, because God allowed it, but did he say that's what I made this to be? No, he said one man and one woman become one flesh. But people in general, because of the fall, have a sinful nature, and we're living like animals. We have characteristics of animals, right? And we just want to do what we want to do, and we want to have multiple wives when it comes to men, or be gay, or whatever the case might be, right? Or never marry, right? And just have sex with multiple partners. And this is what we see in society. When you see society have a sexual revolution, you see these are the signs. But anyways, back to why the brazen altar was a significant part of the temple is because we need to kill that. We need to kill that section of our lives, right? And so it says the altar was made with bronze material, right? Right? It symbolizes God's judgment. Remember, Moses puts his staff in the snake, right? Goes